Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to this morning Nectar reading program. We will continue with Kavikanapur's Ananda Vrindavana Campu. I will start already to share the screen. I was reflecting how we have descriptions of Krishna's pastimes in Srimad Bhagavatam, and how so many saints, so many devotees have meditated upon those pastimes and eventually have entered those pastimes and got some different windows of how those pastimes that just did not appear only 5,000 years ago, but that are actually all the time happening. Those pastimes are eternal, and how our acharyas and those pure devotees get access into those spiritual realm and can see those pastimes, and were so kind to write their visions and realization of those pastimes in books so that we can get access to this eternal spiritual dimension. So we will start with Mangala Charana, which is this time connected to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is found in Ananda Vrindavana Campu. And Sandeep Kumar, if you would like to read it.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Mangala Charana. All glories to the most worshipable Sri Krishna Chaitanya, who is fragrant with the honey of the sweetest love. His method of worship is like a forest of golden lotuses. He is an overflowing cascade of nectarian mercy, a golden mountain of prema, and a lightning flash signifying victory for the cloud-like assembly of devotees.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much, Sandeep Kumar.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that's a good entry for today. We get the blessings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and we will follow into the mood of acquiring blessings. This time we will go and offer our obeisances. We are still in Gokul Mahavan, the place where Lord Krishna appeared in Bhauma Vrindavan, in this material world. And this is the palace of Nanda Maharaj. So please look very carefully at the picture. No?
It's not in Nandagram, but this is in Gokul.
Yeah, this is not in Nandagram, the Jayanti clarifies. It is in Gokul, in Nanda Bhavan in Gokul. So please watch very nicely, very carefully the picture, and then in your mind's eyes, please come inside of the picture. You might like to approach the deity walking on the green carpet, and then please offer your humble obeisances. Feel the atmosphere that is all around you, that is surcharged with spirituality. You pray to your spiritual master and the Lord for the allowance today to enter into the spiritual dimension of Krishna's pastimes. We will now go into the usual meditations that we do, and we will start by the Lila of Sakatasura. And here we see a beautiful picture of Krishna who is bathed by Mother Yashoda and the other elderly gopis of Vrindavan. This is the time when Krishna started to crawl. He was around 1 year old or so, and for that they made a big ceremony. So please watch very carefully what you see in the picture. And now we will have the first meditation. Shri Hari Govinda, would you like to read the first? And we will do like this. You will read it 3 times. Please read also slowly. And the third time we will close our eyes and we will try to see it in our mind's eyes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
The arrival of the splendidly dressed elderly gopis greatly enhanced the joyous atmosphere of the festival. Yashoda and other gopis smeared oil on Krishna's body to celebrate the auspicious occasion of his crawling about on his hands and knees. Mridangas played melodiously while Yashoda bathed her son. Krishna Kumara looked extremely beautiful after his auspicious bath and the application of kajal to his lotus eyes. The arrival of the splendidly dressed elderly gopis greatly enhanced the joyous atmosphere of the festival. Yashoda and other gopis smeared oil on Krishna's body to celebrate the auspicious occasion of his crawling about on his hands and knees. Mridangas played melodiously while Yashoda bathed her son. Krishna Kumar looked extremely beautiful after his auspicious bath and the application of kajal to his lotus eyes.
Please, everyone, close your eyes and try to see it in your mind's eyes as Shri Hari Govinda read the last time.
The arrival of the splendidly dressed elderly gopis greatly enhanced the joyous atmosphere of the festival. Yashoda and other gopis smeared oil on Krishna's body to celebrate the auspicious occasion of his crawling about on his hands and knees. Mridangas played melodiously while Yashoda bathed her son. Krishna Kumar looked extremely beautiful after his auspicious bath and the application of kajal to his lotus eyes.
Thank you very much. We will have another meditation, and here we see baby Krishna, who after his bath and being dressed so nicely with kajal in his eyes, was kicking the cart of the demon, the cart where the demon was inside, with his small lotus feet. And here it's a beautiful picture. You see Krishna who seemed to be a little bit surprised himself of what was just happening. So please watch nicely Krishna, and also please watch nicely his lotus feet, because the meditation that will follow is connected to his lotus feet, who were instruments in liberating Sakatasura. Take a screenshot of the picture in your mind, and we can ask maybe Vajanti to read the meditation.
Without any effort, Krishna vanquished Sakatasura with his tender feet, which were unlimitedly beautiful and softer than the petals of a lotus flower. The gentle tinkling of Krishna's ankle bells increased the splendor of his delicate legs. Without any effort, Krishna vanquished Sakatasura with his tender feet, which were unlimitedly beautiful and softer than the petals of a lotus flower. The gentle tinkling of Krishna's ankle bells increased the splendor of his delicate little legs.
Please, everyone, close your eyes and try to see it in your mind's eyes.
Without any effort, Krishna vanquished Sakatasura with his tender feet, which were unlimitedly beautiful and softer than the petals of a lotus flower. The gentle tinkling of Krishna's ankle bells increased the splendor of his delicate little legs.
And here will be the last meditation on Sakatasura's pastime. And we see this is after the pastime when Yashoda took Krishna in her arms, and she's very, very much pacified. She was extremely anxious by seeing what had happened and how the cart everything had fallen, but she saw that Krishna had nothing, and she takes him in her arm. So also make a screenshot of that one. And maybe we could ask Nupur if you would like to read the meditation.
Hare Krishna, yes, Prabhuji, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Mother Yashoda ran quickly to her son. She saw his attractive face conquering the effulgent beauty of the moon with its ever-increasing charm. Yashoda drowned in an ocean of sweetness when she placed Krishna on her lap, surcharged with feelings of bliss. Yashoda's mind became pacified. Mother Yashoda ran quickly to her son. She saw his attractive face conquering the effulgent beauty of the moon with its ever-increasing charm. Yashoda drowned in an ocean of sweetness when she placed Krishna on her lap. Surcharged with feelings of bliss, Yashoda's mind became pacified.
Please all close your eyes. Yes, and try to see it in your mind's eyes.
Mother Yashoda ran quickly to her son. She saw his attractive face conquering the effulgent beauty of the moon. With its ever-increasing charm, Yashoda drowned in an ocean of sweetness when she placed Krishna on her lap. Surcharged with feelings of bliss, Yashoda's mind became pacified.
We will now start with the reading. Nikunja Biharini, if you would like to start the reading.
Krishna, please. You hear me?
Yes,
We can hear you. Yes. Hare Krishna, Nikunja Biharini.
Chapter 12, the killing of Sakatasura and Trinavartha. At the age of 3 months, Krishna rolled over and started to crawl. To commemorate this event, Yashoda observed a special ceremony. The elderly gopis, looking like creepers of maternal affection, felt intoxicated with bliss by taking part in this function. It seems This pleasure came as a result of their previous piety. The gopis' hearts overflowed with compassion. They always observed auspicious rituals for the satisfaction and protection of Krishna. Also, Rajavasis anxiously rushed to see Krishna. The arrival of the splendidly dressed elderly gopis greatly enhanced the joyous atmosphere of the festival. Yashoda and other gopis smeared oil on Krishna's body to celebrate the auspicious occasion of his leaving home for the first time to crawl about on his hands and knees. Mridangas played melodiously, while Yashoda bathed her son and honored the guests. Krishna Kumara looked extremely beautiful after his auspicious bath and the application of Kajala to his lotus. Rajeshwari Yashoda pleased all her relatives by performing the traditional family rituals. Rajaraj Ananda also relished boundless happiness during the festival. As an expert in domestic affairs, Rahini remembered her husband and distributed charity to all the guests. Afterwards, Yashoda put Krishna to rest on a soft mattress, which was whiter than powdered camphor, in an ornately decorated cradle, which she placed under a hand cart. Mother Yashoda worshipped the guests while Krishna rested peacefully. Melodious music from rumbling mridangas, dundukis, and other instruments filled the air. Music produced by talented musicians sweetened all directions. Satisfied Brahmanas recited Vedic hymns to bless the child. Yashodanandana, whose beauty defeats beauty personified, started crying due to hunger and desire to drink Yashoda's breast milk. But Vrajeshwari could not hear him due to the loud music and singing. At this time, Krishna decided to kill Sakatasura, a demon who was hiding in the cart under which he lay. Opening his joyful eyes, Krishna simultaneously destroyed the cart and killed the demon by playfully kicking with his small lotus feet. Without any effort, Krishna vanquished that demon with his tender feet, which were unlimitedly beautiful and softer than the petals of a lotus flower. These were not the thunderbolt nails he used to kill Hiranyakashipu, nor were they the legs he extended throughout the universe in his Vamana incarnation. The gentle tickling of Krishna's ankle bells increased the splendor of his delicate little legs. Although the cart stood considerably higher than the child, Krishna easily kicked the wheel of the cart with his feet. The brass pots made a tremendously loud sound as they tumbled over the ground. From the force of Krishna's kick, the wheels split from the axle and the head cart collapsed.
Thank you. Divya Kishori, would you like to continue the reading?
Yes, Roshi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Everyone's hearts stopped when they heard the shattering sound of Sakatasura falling down dead. Thinking that Krishna may have been hurt, the Vrajavasis filled with anguish, their hearts overwhelmed in fear. They anxiously rushed to the spot. With great anxiety, they met Krishna and said, "This cart represented auspiciousness since it remained in Nandaraj's house for so long. How did this cart suddenly become inauspicious? This perfect boy is the sum total of all pious activities. Although many heavy brass pots crashed down, none of them touched the tender limbs of Krishna, whose glossy body is smeared with musk." The cowherd boys met their parents and described the heroic deeds of Krishna in broken language. They said, "It is not his fault. He felt hungry and started crying loudly for some milk. When he did not get any, then why blame him? You should not scold him." Unless driven by the wind, how can a lotus bud move? Similarly, the cart broke and fell to the ground because Krishna kicked it with his legs while crying. Assuming there must be some unknown cause, the elderly persons did not believe the statements of the children. Fearing that the death of Shaktasura must have brought some danger to her son, Yashoda Rani fell down on the ground. Rohini and the gopis affectionately picked up Yashoda and pacified her with the good news about Krishna's safety. By their comforting words, Yashoda regained her senses and wiped away her tears. Mother Yashoda said, "Alas, my 3-month-old baby, whose body is softer than butter, has suffered so much." Suddenly, this cart broke and fell upon my son. Since my heart did not stop upon hearing about this, it must be harder than a thunderbolt. Shame on my motherly love. Alas, I am his mother in name only. The earth shook from the crashing of the cart, and the people became speechless. When that cart fell down around my child, he cried in fear, but did not get hurt. Why are such evil events occurring, like Putna's visit and the breaking of the cart? Therefore, the auspicious king of Vrindavan must arrange to prevent any further calamities coming to my child. From this incident, I can only guess what further misfortune awaits me. Thus lamenting and feeling apprehensive, Mother Yashoda ran quickly to her son. She saw his attractive face conquering the effulgent beauty of the moon with his ever-increasing charm. Yashoda drowned in an ocean of sweetness when she placed Krishna on her lap. Surcharged with feelings of bliss, Yashoda's mind became pacified and free from worry. Nanda and Yashoda observed an auspicious religious ritual on behalf of Krishna Kumar, whose radiant body looked gorgeous. Although Krishna is the supreme Brahman, he appeared in Vrindavan as a boy with curly dark blue hair and a tender transcendental form. As Yashoda fondly fed Krishna, the milk dripping from her breast, he gradually fell asleep. Then she tucked Krishna back in his bed under the cart just as before. Rohini, the wife of Vasudeva, whose lustrous beauty surpasses all the women of heaven, engaged the Brahmanas in chanting auspicious mantras to counteract the evil effects caused by Sakatasura. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much. Please, everyone, close your eyes. We will see again the pastimes in our mind's eyes. You can see how at that time, 3-month-old Krishna started to crawl on his hands and knees. It was such an auspicious moment that Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj organized a big festival. See all the elderly gopis who are looking like creepers of material affection, came intoxicated with bliss. See Yashoda and other gopis who are smearing oils on Krishna's body and bathing him with different auspicious liquids. You can hear the sounds of mridangas that are melodiously played as the ceremony is taking place. Krishna Kumar looked extremely beautiful after his bath and the application of kajal to his lotus eyes. Nanda Maharaj relishes boundless happiness in seeing this festival. Rohini Ma remembered her husband and started to distribute gifts to all the guests. After the ceremony, Krishna was tired and was falling asleep. Mother Yashoda placed him on the small cradle under the cart that had sheets white like powder camphor. Mother Yashoda went back to the festivities, speaking with the guests. After some time, Krishna started to cry. He was hungry and wanted Mother Yashoda's milk. But due to the loud sound of the musical instruments and everyone speaking loudly, no one could hear the child. Krishna thought, "Oh, Mother Yashoda, if you cannot hear me cry, maybe you will hear the sound of the cart." That time, a demon called Sakatasura decided to attack Krishna and enter the cart, and the cart tilted and came very close to Krishna. Krishna, with a smile on his face, used his two very soft and small feet to kick the cart that started to fly like a bird. Everything fell on the ground in a tumultuous sound, and the demon was now liberated. Everyone were shocked to hear the sound and rushed to see what had happened. Nanda Maharaj made place in between of all the people to come closer and look at Krishna's body, checking if he had been hurt in any way. But Krishna was totally untouched by any difficulties. Mother Yashoda quickly ran to her son. She saw his attractive face conquering the effulgence of the moon and its ever-increasing charm. Yashoda drowned in an ocean of sweetness when she placed Krishna on her lap. Surcharged with feeling of bliss, Yashoda's mind became pacified. The children explained what happened and said it was not the fault of Krishna. Please don't scold him. He was hungry and crying, and when he touched the cart with his feet, the chariot fell down. Immediately, Rohini asked the priest to chant auspicious Vedic mantra, and Mother Yashoda placed Krishna back in the cradle under the cart. Hare Krishna. So before we do the second part of today's chapter with Trinavartha Sura, we'll just speak a little bit of the Anartha of Sakatasura, that is described of carrying the load of bad habits or carrying the load of our material life. It also means lethargy, to be lethargic, especially on our spiritual journey. So we all have different habits. Some are old habits that before we became a devotee, before Krishna consciousness, that we have removed to a good extent. But there are also new habits that we have developed in Krishna consciousness that are sometimes not auspicious. Like, for example, we have the habit, maybe now after sometimes, to do most of our devotional activities in a mechanical way without actually being present in our consciousness, doing our service, our japa, doing offering the food of Krishna. So sometimes the old conditionings are like Sakatasura. They are like ghosts that are ready to come out and haunt us. At that time, we should call for Krishna to come and kick those bad habits. Regarding carrying the load of our material life, this means to not depend enough on Krishna in our life and try to control and arrange our life with our own power. It is compared to an ass that is just doing a lot of work to just get a little grass. Once there was a man on a horse, and he was sitting on the horse, and in plus on the horse was a big bag of grains. And someone saw that and told the man, "It's so heavy for the horse, you are giving pain to this horse." So the man who was sitting on the horse took the bag on his head. That was useless because the same weight was there for the horse to carry. In the same way, it doesn't make much sense that we carry all the weight of our whole life on our head. Because the Lord is there and is happy to carrying part of it. Of course, we have to carry our material duties, but not at the expense of our spiritual life. So we will continue. Now we will have one small meditation on Trinavartha, and then we will have the reading. Okay, so here is the picture. This is when Krishna fell down from the sky after Trinavartasura had catched him to the sky, and Trinavartasura fell and broke himself, but Krishna was still fully there, fully unhurt by anything that had happened. So please watch very carefully the picture of Krishna. And maybe we could ask Aman if you like to read the meditation.
Yes, Krishna, the greatest of all relishes, looked like a blossoming Parajita flower, amidst a garden of thorns, or a small shining lamp atop a dense cloud of darkness. Krishna stood as the embodiment of the transcendental knowledge, amidst an ocean of ignorance. He resembled a river of nectar flowing in a desert, or a flower personified bliss atop of tree of misery. Krishna,
yes,
the greatest of all relishes, looked like a blossoming Parajita flower amidst a garden of thorns, or a small shining lamp atop a dense cloud of darkness. Krishna stood as the embodiment of transcendental knowledge amidst an ocean of ignorance. He resembled a living river of nectar flowing in a desert, or a flower of personified bliss atop of a tree of misery.
Is everyone
Krishna,
close his eyes for the last time? Yes, Aman.
Krishna, the greatest of all relishers, looked like a blossoming Parajita flower amidst a garden of thorns, or a small shining lamp atop of a dense cloud of darkness. Krishna stood as the embodiment of transcendental knowledge amidst an ocean of ignorance. He resembled a river of nectar flowing in a desert, or a flower of personified bliss atop of a river of misery.
Thank you so much. So we will now do the last part of today's reading. And maybe I could ask again Shri Hari Govinda to read.
Hare Krishna. Trinavartha demon vanquished. One blissful day during Krishna's first year, Yashoda lifted her resplendent, jewel-like son while passing through the main chamber of the palace. She lovingly fondled and caressed him. With his perfect intelligence, Krishna immediately perceived some danger. Employing his Yogamaya potency, Krishna decided to reveal an ecstatic childhood pastime to show compassion to those rotting in the material world. Thinking thus, Krishna made his body so heavy that he forced his mother to set him down. Mother Yashoda, who is worshipable by all the three worlds, suddenly felt very tired from carrying her heavy son. As a creeper hangs down from the weight of ripened fruits, similarly, Mother Yashoda bent over from the heavy weight of her maternal affection. Afraid of dropping her beloved son, Yashoda carefully sat Krishna down. By the sweet will of the Lord, Yogamaya influenced Yashoda's mind. Without the slightest worry, she left Krishna alone outside the house and went inside to perform other domestic duties. Mother Yashoda had no idea that she had left Krishna in a dangerous position. Yashoda's bewilderment had no other apparent cause than the all-powerful manifestation of her son's majesty. Realizing her mistake upon entering the house, Yashoda ran back to get Krishna. Meanwhile, a demon named Trinavartha descended upon Vrindavan. Taking the form of a huge cyclone, he terrorized all the people and animals. The whirlwind created by the demons seemed like an exhalation of hot breath from the wives of thousands of snakes burning in separation from their husbands. It appeared as if the earth transformed into a blacksmith's bellows, emitting a loud sound in all directions. The body of Trinavrata, full of high winds and a dense covering of dust, resembled the body of a diseased man, infected with ignorance and passion due to fever and cough. Just as excessive wine covers the intelligence and makes one go crazy, Trinavrata covered all directions with dense darkness. As a battlefield fills with darkness due to the movement of masses of elephants, similarly, Trinavartha's whirlwind body enveloped Vrindavan in a dense cloud of darkness. Intent on killing Krishna, Trinavartha quickly attacked with his powerful winds. He dropped a deadly shower of dust, grass, and broken pots on the people of Vrindavan. Mother Yashoda worried about her son's safety. She did not realize that her darling son, whose soft hands and feet possessed the beauty, fragrance, and coolness of a lotus flower, could easily kill the biggest giants.
Thank you. Nupur, would you like to read the next part?
Hare Krishna, yes, Prabhupada.
Oops, sorry.
Suddenly, Trinavarta kidnapped that tender baby, who would soon cause his death. But Krishna, who is worshipped by Brahma, Shiva, and all the demigods, did not feel the slightest pain or distress. The whirlwind sent the sweet fragrance of Krishna's body into the celestial abodes. Trinavartha felt that he was carrying a fire bound in a cloth, a deadly poison within his throat, and or death personified. To satisfy the celestial damsels desirous of his darshan, Krishna rode the whirlwind into the heavens. When Krishna struck the demon with his hand, it smelled like musk and looked as splendid as the stem of a lotus. The demon's light air slowly left his body. Then, with a final blow, Krishna crushed the demon to dust. Krishna looked like a blue sapphire locket hanging from the demon's throat. When they crashed on the ground, the demon died. But Krishna landed safely on the earth. Seeing this amazing feat, the Brajvasis filled with joy. Though appearing as a mere baby, Krishna proved his supremacy by displaying his unlimited potency. That great whirlwind demon touched Krishna's body and attained the supreme fortune of becoming eligible for liberation. When Yashoda When Yashoda could not find her son after the cessation of the storm, her heart turned into a desert of lamentation. At that time, she lost all patience and unconsciously personified appeared as her only companion. Feeling helpless and overwhelmed, Mother Yashoda collapsed on the earth. Though suffering immensely, Yashoda's faint breathing indicated that she still alive. Understanding her intense pain of lamentation, the Vrajvasis tried to revive Yashoda by sprinkling water on her face and speaking comforting words. They said, "O pious and learned lady, the extent of your good fortune is unlimited. Your son gives happiness to the eyes of everyone. The sweet honey dealings of Krishna Kumara continually increase our attachment to him. Due to your purity, your son is still alive. O King and Queen of Vrindavan, now we realize that all your fortune and prestige is caused by your illustrious son. My Yashoda, although you are apprehensive about your son's safety, you can give up your distress, for the illusion has left our village. Do not let your mind burn any longer. Lift up your son and rejoice." Thus reassured, Yashoda regained consciousness, but she was still in anxiety. She said, "Just a few minutes ago, I could not tolerate the weight of my son, so I put him down. Then that demon captured him. Can you explain how a tiny baby can suddenly become so heavy that even his mother cannot carry him? I guess this must be due to my bad luck. Alas, how could my son, who is as soft as butter and cannot even tolerate the pain of my lap, endure the tremendous pain generated by that demon who attacked Vrindavan with a shower of grass, high winds, and pieces of bricks? I got my son back because of the Lord's protection. From now on, I will never take him off my lap and put him on the ground. Due to the burning Due to the burning fire of lamentation, Yashoda's lotus face looked morose and took on the hue of a red lotus. Her sadness submerged the Brajvasis in an ocean of distress. On the outskirts of the village where she had previously played upon the breast of Putna, Krishna Kumara triumphed over his enemy by smashing him on the earth. This location brought success, just as victory is assured for one choosing a favorable consolation before fighting. While vanquishing the demon, Krishna, the greatest of all relishers, looked like blossoming Parajita flower amidst a garden of thorns, or a small shining lamp atop a dense cloud of darkness. Krishna stood as an embodiment of transcendental knowledge. Amidst an ocean of ignorance, he resembled a river of nectar flowing in a desert, or a flower of personified bliss atop of a tree of misery.
Thank you. And then we could ask maybe Sandeep Kumar to read the final part.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Seeing the beautiful blue baby in a safe position, the crowds gradually dispersed. One person commented, "This low class, faithless demon has kept the demigods from blessing us with their association. Taking the form of a whirlwind, he prevented all auspicious acts and tortured Mother Earth. Finally, he destroyed himself by the reaction of his heinous sin of attempting to kidnap the Prince of Vrindavana. Since he did even have enough pity to approach Krishna's house, he died outside of town instead." Someone else said, "Oh, look at this boy. He is the eternal Param Brahma and the supreme personality of Godhead. The effulgence of his unlimited opulence is always expanding. He is an invincible, razor sharp sword, annihilating the Asuric kings with his awesome power. From the very beginning, Krishna established the glories of his name by killing the Putana demon. It is he who freed everyone from distress by destroying Sakatasura." Another Vrajvasi said, "Like King Indra, Nanda Maharaja must have performed severe austerities and done many good deeds to accrue such vast piety. As a result, Nanda Baba received a boon that enabled his son to defeat formidable asuras like Putana and others. There is no other way to explain how all these demons met their death. Having accepted Krishna as the wealth of their lives, the Vrajvasis rejoiced upon finding Krishna free from danger. Picking him up in their loving arms, they carried Krishna into Yosoda's inner chambers. The atmosphere filled with the happy news of Krishna's well being. Witnessing the pleasure of the Vrajvasis also brought waves of bliss to the mind of Asurari Krishna, the destroyer of demons. The elder gopis smiled and said, "Hey Bhagavati, you are worshipable by everyone in the world. Due to your good fortune, your son is now safe and happy." Such reassuring words greatly pleased the minds of Yashoda. When rain clouds forcefully pour water on a burned out forest, a fresh abundance of life reappears to beautify that forest with elegance and contentment. In a similar way, Yashoda looked refreshed and beautiful upon regaining her beloved son. Though happy, Yashoda felt somewhat anxious and confused by the unusual event. In this state of bewilderment, she said, "Where is he? Where is he?" Compassionately taking charge of Yashoda, the Vrajvasis gradually nursed her back into consciousness. At that time, Yashoda's eyes looked like a pair of lotus flowers moistened with cool drops of dew. Her name, fame, and position surpass everyone in creation. Waking from her trance, Yashoda stood up and drowned in an ocean of joy upon beholding her all attractive son. As her sleeping senses awoke in the service of her beloved son, she said, "O darling, from the time of your birth, you have caused so much trouble to your mother. Of course, this is not your fault. How can I blame you? I am the one who left you outside and unprotected. This shows my heart is as dry as wood, and therefore I qualify as your mother in the name only. But since I am known as your mother, you have never treated me cruelly. Out of intense motherly affection, Mother Yosoda suckled Krishna with her breast milk and put him to rest. Although appearing in a human form to act as the son of Yasoda, Krishna Kumara externally exists as the personification of transcendental bliss.
Thank you. Please, everyone, close your eyes for the final meditation. And you can see how Mother Yashoda is walking into the palace courtyard, having Krishna in her arm, and how she's lovingly fondling and caressing him. Krishna felt that the demon was coming close, so he had to find a plan for Yashoda to be going away. She will die if she will see that demon. Therefore, Krishna made himself become extremely heavy. Amazed at the weight of her son, Yashoda placed Krishna on the floor and went to look for the brahmanas. Trinavartha then arrived. He dropped a deadly shower of dust, grass and broken pots on the people of Vrindavan. Although the dust particles within that whirlwind danced joyfully, the Brijbasi felt greatly distressed. In one move, Trinavartha took Krishna in the sky. He took him higher and higher and higher. Because of the wind, Trinavartha was spreading Krishna's amazing fragrance in all the heavenly planets. Krishna was very happy for this ride, and as he came higher and higher, he gave his darshan to the heavenly damsels. Krishna looked like a blue sapphire locket hanging from the demon's throat. Then Krishna feigned to be afraid of the height, and then squeezed Trinavartha's neck with his arm and liberated the demon. Both Trinavartha and Krishna fell back to the ground at the exact same place that Krishna had killed Putana. Trinavartha's body was totally destroyed by falling on the ground, but Krishna was happily sitting on his chest. He looked like a blossoming parijat in a garden of thorn, or a small shining lamp atop a dense cloud of darkness. He resembled a river of nectar flowing in the desert, or a flower of personified bliss atop the tree of misery. Yashoda was so relieved to receive her son back, and she vowed to never let Krishna again on the ground. Hare Krishna. So just shortly, we are a little bit over time. Just few words about the anartha that is represented by Trinavartha. It's an interesting one. It is useless or mundane scholarship, attachment to jnana, debates, dry arguments, and controversy. In Krishna consciousness, when we speak about jnana, it is mostly about impersonal knowledge, because we need to cultivate jnana, but we need to develop sambandha jnana, abhidheya jnana, and prayojana jnana. Those ones are very essential for us to develop, but not the impersonal knowledge. There is also a difference between gathering information and realizing the knowledge that we study. Knowledge without realization simply brings pride. We can also have a risk to become offensive toward others by trying to win arguments. And we remember how Rupa Goswami was very happy to let the Pandit defeat him, but did not want to go into arguments with him. One can also sometimes be attached to just controversy. And Baladev Vidyabhushana has a very nice example of how knowledge should become realized. And he explained that when he was asked by the devotee to write a commentary on Bhagavad Gita, he agreed to do. And then he said, I was like in a boat over the ocean of Bhagavad Gita. But soon my boat became a submarine, and I drowned deep, deep into the nectar ocean of Bhagavad Gita. And there I found so many jewels that now I don't want to come out. So those were few small thoughts. We could definitely spend much more time discussing all of that, but we try to keep the focus on the reading and the meditation on the pastime, and just at the same time keep few thoughtful aspect of those pastimes in regard to the anarthas. So I thank you for joining us. I don't know if any one of you have some questions or some comment, or would like to share something that happened to you during this 1 hour of Krishna consciousness. Yeah, Janti.
Somewhere or other, I really appreciated in any of these descriptions. I mean, there were these like demons, like the Sakatasura and also Trinavartha. It was like bringing all this darkness, and it was really like. And then on the other side, you have Krishna is defeating the demons, but he's like with this small lotus feet, or like when Trinavartha comes, and he must have been quite something, but he was just and remaining like just as a small child. So I found this very, very, very nice, this beautiful description. Yeah, just so small, but so much power, but also keeping his like, he was also enjoying somehow or other all of this, like also when the children, I can imagine the children were telling, yeah, no, this happened, and then Krishna was there looking at them. And so very like beautiful the way he also enjoying himself. And I was thinking also in the second part, I appreciated when he was saying that the Trinavartha came, and the dust of Vrindavana was happily dancing. This was one. And then when he went up, So the fragrance was going into the heavenly planets, and he gave darshan. So again, also I like how Krishna he can do so many things at once also. And according, so the damsel or all the demigods were all like so, I think, beautiful and ecstatic. And at the same time, there was the Trinavarta demon that was there and was like having bad feelings and suffocated. So also according to how we, so the same situation, but according to how we reciprocate, how we feel for the Lord reciprocates accordingly. So yeah, that were some thoughts.
I think this is, thank you. I think this is a very beautiful conception that we find in Kavi Kanapur's writing, that is bringing a lot of paradox or a lot of contrast in Krishna consciousness. Like you said, it's very heavy for the Brijbasi to get the pods, the earth, the wind, but the dasta is very happily dancing in the sky. Or this, what we were reading, that Krishna looked like a parijat flower on the tree of misery, and it's very, very beautiful description, and that's very specific of Kavi Karnapur's writings, to bring all those contrasts that seems to churn the heart and bring some rasa, some feelings and some emotion.
Yeah, and these beautiful analogies also I found. They are just giving, it seems they are meant to, so that one can see. So they're very beautiful.
And he all usual things are unusual and personified and full with love to Krishna, and it is totally another dimension, another world, reality, really, because like every, even dust is serving and loving and everything is.
Just as you were saying, it seems because there was one sentence that Krishna was performing this pastime to take out the conditioned soul or something like that.
Out of compassion for the fallen soul rotting in the material world.
So like you were saying, it's enough because we are so absorbed in this world, and so all of that is actually will absorb us in a completely different realm, no? So it's meant really for us.
Thank you, Kunjabi Harini. Please feel free to unmute yourself and share also if you have something to share. Otherwise, we can just stop here. And Shri Hari Govinda, I see you are unmuted.
Yeah, I was just thinking about the incorporation of Yoga Maya in these pastimes, because from the outside, one might think, okay, what kind of mother puts a baby under the cart or leaves a child lying? But it's all by the wish of Krishna, that he wants to enjoy this moment, and he makes Yoga Maya do certain things. And I was also feeling bad for Yashoda, my little bit, because she's almost unconscious after every pastime, and and then but she also feels bad. She feels like I'm not a good mother. That so I was kind of feeling bad for Yashoda Maya. So maybe some thoughts about if she wants to experience these emotions, or what is it like for her? Because it's tough, because she does not see Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and it must be really hard for her going through this almost every few months.
Yeah, thank you. It's a nice reflection. And yeah, definitely Yoga Maya is orchestrating all of that. I think for Mother Yashoda, I think when we read like this, because we have an understanding of happiness and distress in the realm of dualities of this world. But in that case, for Mother Yashoda, even the so-called distressed are actually increasing the love of Krishna, and are showing actually how much love is there in the heart of Yashoda. So I think it's very much part of the pastime to bring the love out of the heart of his devotees. And we hear mainly of Mother Yashoda, but I'm sure many of the elderly gopis, and all the gopis or the Gopa Ananda Maharaj, they all go through very, very intense feelings when such a demand are coming. It's mainly described for Yashoda, but definitely they all go through very, very intense feelings, and that's what Krishna wants, to bring those intense feelings and make those feelings of love increase to the infinite.
And I was again thinking, because of this sentence, that Krishna made this pastime for us is also for us. So they are like pictures, and by seeing all this, because if life would have been like everything normal in Vrindavan and like this, but yeah, the mission also that we can also see the intensity of what kind of feelings, so that we ourselves also become moved again by this feeling. So I think that's also another side. Again, Krishna is doing many different, but the other side is also to make very attractive to us. And yeah, that is the love in our heart is also touched, like you were touched, no? So it's just kind of playing the chords also in the love of our heart by hearing those emotions.
I like very much how the small boys, they were telling the parents, it's not his fault, it's not his fault. He was just hungry and he touched the cart with his feet. And it's interesting to see in some of the pastimes, no one believes the children, and they just cannot imagine that Krishna is actually the one who killed the demon. But in Trinavartha, there is one who actually says, yeah, he must be God, no question. He was killing the. So it's interesting, according to the different demons and different persons, there are different viewpoints. And I did not know that Trinavartha felt at the same place than Putana had been killed. I thought, because we hear that Putana fell on the fruit trees of Kamsa. So I thought maybe there were still some trees up, and Trinavartha finished the last one of the orchards of Kamsa. Yeah, also that Mother Yashoda is actually putting Krishna back into the cradle under the cart at the end of the pastime. Come on, it just fell. Why? It's just like helping you to really absorb into the pastimes of Krishna. Okay. Anyone else? Then I think we stop here. I think we are already a little over time for today. Let's see what is waiting for us for next Saturday, which chapter we will have. And thank you so much for joining, for reading nicely, and for bringing your association. We feel very graced and very happy that you are joining. And we wish you a wonderful week, and may the pastime of the Lord stays in our consciousness and guide our life and energize our heart and give us some devotional feelings more and more on our spiritual journey. All the best. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Raju. Thank you, Matisha.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.